Oh, I don't even realize I'm on my camera.
Hello, and welcome to today's session on Flipgrid as a discussion tool. I am Heather O'Brien. If you want to introduce yourself in the chat. Deanna, I already know lots about you. And if you want to reach out to me, I did include my contact information here, and then it's in the resource I have for you, which I'm going to put the link to this in the chat. And you can follow that resource. It's a wakelet filled with information on Flipgrid as a discussion tool. So Flipgrid is basically a social learning platform, and their mission is to empower every learner on the planet to share their voice and respect the diverse voices of others. Flipgrid is a Microsoft product, and it is free for everyone to use. It's considered a social learning platform, and it's very simple to use. It has a free video discussion area, lots of resources in there that you can look for people that have shared their different topics for discussion, and you can take them and make them your own. So we're going to start by actually creating an account first. So let me just get out of here for just 1 second. So if you go to Flipgrid, or it's info.flipgrid.com, and you create an account, and when you create an account, so you would go to sign up, you should sign up with whatever your school is. So if you're a Microsoft school, you should sign up with Microsoft. And if you are a Google school, you should sign up with Google. I'm going to log in. When you first log in, it's going to take you to the list of all of the different groups that you have. And over here where your little profile person is, if you click on that, there's a lot more there. There's your profile, your shorts. You'll only have shorts if you were a member before they did so before December of 2021, you would have a shorts there. And that's where you can access all your old shorts videos. If you click on just profile, excuse me, you're going to see any videos that you've created through Flipgrid. And if you did create videos before when they had the shorts, you'll see all of those there. So if you're trying to find your previously created videos, they could be under shorts, and anything after December is probably showing up under my videos.
Do you know why they did that?
Yes, so they made it so that the camera feature was available to all, both educators and students. So now anybody can make a standalone video, not just the educators. So they made it under my videos. And they made it so that you can just actually click this camera button and you can start recording, and you don't even have to go into a special area to do so. So on a mobile device, this is actually what shows up first, is this option to create a video. So for some people who might have had their students using like Screencastify or something like that, now they could just use the Flipgrid camera feature and not have to learn another tool. So I think that was the reason behind it. They also added this activity feed here, and the activity feed allows you to see your most recent posts that have occurred, which is a quick way to kind of find out where you need to maybe go pay attention to and maybe respond to. So I think that's a nice little feature to have. And then all those other things that were along the top are now located in this little profile under your profile picture. So they're kind of hidden a little bit, but they're all still there. So I'm going to go back to my main page. I got back there just by clicking Flipgrid. And in here, we're going to start off by adding a group. So a group would be similar to a class or a community that you want. So for example, if I want to add a group that is maybe for my upcoming Math 148 class, and I can edit the theme. It's going to by default just stick some picture in there, and you can look under featured stuff. You can look under people. You can do nature, textures. I'm going to pick this one. And then in here, as we go down, it says, can anyone with a link join or only people you approve join? So you can pick there what you want it to be. Then you can choose how are people going to join, via email, via Google Classroom, or are you going to add usernames? So if you are a Google Classroom, then you probably are going to choose Google Classroom. I'm going to click on your email here. And you have this option of actually uploading a CSV, so an Excel file filled with things, or you could just enter the email domain. So for me, for my students, I enter the email domain at live.sunyjefferson.edu. And the reason I do this is because their emails all end in at live.jefferson.edu. I also want to add the emails that faculty are going to have, in case I decide to share this with anyone. Ours are at sunyjefferson.edu. So if you have multiple domains that your school uses, you're going to put all of those there. So it's basically everything from the @ symbol on. And then you can go ahead and say create a group. You can invite by a link, or if you have a Google Classroom or a Microsoft Teams classroom, Microsoft Teams, or Remind, you can invite it any of those ways. If you're using a different learning management system, you might choose to use the embed code. For now, I'm just going to X out of this because we really don't need that part. It's going to by default create a topic for you called Hello, I Am. It's kind of a way that your students could use to introduce themselves. And I actually have one similar to this that I use with my students for them to introduce themselves. And I do this whether I'm face-to-face now or virtual or completely online. So I started using this as a way for my students to introduce themselves when we were virtual for 18 months. But now I use it in all my classes in all the formats I teach in. And I find it really handy. It lets my students, I make sure that they're saying their name, so I'll know how to pronounce their name. I ask them what pronouns they'd like to use and to tell me a little bit about themselves. And then I also have them share this with whoever is in their group. Will go in and they'll watch the video about the people that are in their group. So they will have information about that and get a little bit to know them a little bit better. So I like this idea of having our students introduce themselves here. So I have one created very similar to this. You can edit this one that's here. You can just say edit topic. And you'll notice here, this is the title. And down here is the description. And this is kind of a description for your students of what you want them to talk about. You can decide what the picture here looks like. I can X out of that if I want. And I can choose to upload an image, a video, a Bitmoji, a GIF, a sticker, upload a video, add any integrations, or add an attachment. So I might want to add a little sticker there. And then you can decide what the recording time is going to be. And it can be anywhere from 15 seconds all the way up to 10 minutes. But I will warn you, you do not want to go long with this because you have to watch them. So probably an intro, 1 minute and 30 seconds is fine. If you wanted to, you could go up to 2 minutes. And then when you're ready, you can just say save changes. I'm going to go back to that group for a second. So now you can see my little icon has changed. I didn't change the title or anything, so that all says the same. Here is where I can go back to edit more. This little active or view only or hidden. So the active means that my students will be able to see this, and hidden means they wouldn't be able to. To share it, I can just click the little square with the share out arrow, and you can just copy this link again, or Google Classroom, embed code, Teams, Remind, or Twitter. So I usually just copy the link. And once you copy the link, you can share it, and then your students would be able to post to this. But let's say we want to create a new topic. We're going to click the plus topic button. And why don't you go ahead and do this with me? Create a new topic. And for my students, maybe I want them to talk about how they feel about math, because our class is mathematical reasoning for elementary teachers. So the title, the first part you fill out, is restricted to only 35 characters, I think it is. So you want to make sure that that's fairly brief. And then you can go into detail in the description. You can even add links in here. And there's a few formatting like bold, italics, and underline that you can do here.
Heather, I have a quick question. This might be
Sure.
silly, but if you're starting the class for the first time for that semester, so what if, like, if you create like a Flipgrid video of your course, to let them know what the course is going to be and stuff like this, this is completely separate from that video that you create about your course, right? You're just
Correct.
creating.
So what you're talking about would be under, you press the little profile guy.
Yep.
And you would create the video right in here. You would just say add video, and your video would live right here. And once you've created it, you can just hit the 3 dots there and say share link to this. And this would be a video that you don't necessarily want students to respond to. Maybe it's just a video that you want to share with them that kind of shows them how to navigate the course.
Is that different than using camera?
Nope, this is camera right here.
That's the same thing. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you can hit plus video, or up there you can click camera. They all show up right here though.
They show up in that. Okay.
Yeah, and these would be the standalone videos, or any videos actually that you create that you might want to not have per se, you might not want to have a discussion topic with them. Now you can create a video here and add it to a discussion topic. So this is just more where all your videos kind of that you create would live. And the only way to see those is if you share the link to them.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's just different since I had shorts before. So yeah, it just looks different. Gotcha.
Yeah, they did what they called Flipgrid Fresh in December, where they did this update. Yep. So I'm going to go back here. So we were creating a topic.
Yep.
I'm going to go back in there. So we add our title. And then a description. So I just said, explain how you feel when someone says you will be learning math. And then you can add a time to that. And I could add a sticker or an expression. So I found this cute little sticker that says mathematics, and I can just add that right there. You can also upload your own images if you would like. And that's pretty much it. Because I made this underneath that group, all of those rights about how I want people with their email to be able to respond to this and everything, those are all set because I did it underneath the group I'd already created. So now it gave me this link. I can also get a QR code. Again, I have the Google Classroom, the embed code, Microsoft Teams, Remind, or Twitter as the different places I can post to. And if I go back out to, I'm going to just click on this and it says Math 148, or I can just go all the way out to groups. Either one is fine. So under groups, you can see all my groups here. And here's the most recent one I created, Math 148. And now you'll see I have two topics there. I have the hello introduction one that I started with, and then I also have how do you feel about math? So one thing you might want to do in your LMS is have your students actually join the entire group so they can see all of the topics that are in there. In other words, join this whole group that I created called Math 148. But when on like a day-to-day assignment basis, I probably would get the link right here to that specific topic to make it a little quicker and easier for them to access. You can also duplicate topics. So for example, if you decide you want to do a similar topic each time, and maybe you're just changing the week's question a little bit or something, and you can change that by duplicating the question, then going in and editing it. You can move the topics so they're in different orders, delete the topic, export the data, record a response, or submit it to Discovery. And I'll talk about the Discovery library later. So I'm going to go out to my other groups where I actually have some posts that have already occurred. So let's see. So here I had a Meet Your Classmates on Flipgrid post. This was the image I added. I added a little attachment here, which was actually a video I created of me talking to them about who I was. So if they click on that, they can play this, and this is me introducing myself to them. For an online class, I also go through a different video usually where I introduce them to the course and how it looks and how it's laid out, because I think navigating the learning management system sometimes is tricky for them. So as you can see, I have a couple students here that it was a small class. They all posted there, but I could see a different view if I click member view. Oops. I clicked wrong there. I don't know why that's not working. Normally it shows up all their little faces there. But if I click on this, it might be because I haven't hidden.
Hello, everyone. This is Zach.
So here you can see the student, and then if I scroll down underneath, I can respond to them publicly with a text or with a video, or I can respond to them privately. So you have those options. I'm going to go back out to my group.
Did your students use Flipgrid before?
Before my class? No, I don't think I had any that had used it before.
Oh, cool.
So this is one I created for our Center for Professional Excellence at JCC. This is one that I had done a Flipgrid training a couple months ago, and they had replied to it here. I'm just going to see if that member view one works here. So it is working now, and this one, it could be because the other one was hidden. I apologize for choosing one that was hidden. So here we are. And as you can see, I can add a response, or I can see all the responses that were given. And if I click on one for my the first one listed there, I can do a little reaction to it. Again, I can add a comment. And I could send him this comment. I could press a little button and I could record a video response to him. I have to click this little button to actually start recording. Not going to do that right now, but.
And everybody in that group can see the videos, right?
Yes, because I left this one as public. Yep.
Right.
Yep. And they can see my text back to them as well. So if you tried using Flipgrid in the past, they didn't used to have the option to respond via text. I do like that feature because I don't always want to be on camera. However, with that said, I can go on camera if I want to. And if I can choose under options to do mic only mode. So I could just do an audio back to them, which sometimes I will do at night when I don't feel like having my face showing or something like that in the video. Just a little bit of other things about the camera while we're in here. This works for same for you as it does for your students. You have you can upload a clip. I'm in mic only mode, but I can turn that off. You can mirror your video. Excuse me. So that's in the background. It would mirror it. Oops, sorry. And that would be if you're trying to write on a board or something behind you. You can mute. You can record your screen. I do not believe the mobile device has the record screen option. Only the web-based version does. And then you have some device settings as well that you can do, like your camera and your microphone. So I could choose one. I have another camera. I could choose that one or a different microphone. Under effects, there's lots of options like filters, text that you can write on the screen, a pen, a board that you can write on. So if I click on the board, you can choose one of these and it will come up and you can decide how much of the screen you want to be the board and how much you want to be you. So I could have the board up there and I could go and choose the pen option and I could actually write on the board if I want to. Now I'm writing with a mouse, which is oh so not pretty. But your students have all these options as well. Other effects are you can upload stickers. So you can actually make your own items to upload into here. Sorry, I want to get out of the stickers. Oops. Oh, I got out of that, sorry. There we go. So you can also upload your own items as well as a photo. And you can bring that in, as long as it's a PNG or JPEG file, you can bring in your own items to upload there. And then there's different backdrops as well that you can choose. That's just a quick overview. I really like this little post-it feature here where you can add sticky notes. And this is good to remind yourself what to say. Now, the only people that see the Post-it notes are you. So you can add as many of those as you want and kind of put them around you as you're talking. And then you can just kind of delete them after you talk about them. And it helps you organize your thoughts a little bit before you get started recording. And then you have them right in front of you so you can keep looking at the screen and make that connection with your audience. That was just a little bit about the camera there. If I go back to my groups for a second. I did create a group for our professional development series called Flexible Tools for Educators. So in here, I have this one I created called Ask a Question. So this is another way you can use Flipgrid, is you could use it as almost like an asynchronous office hour. So people can come in and post questions and then you can reply to them. I did this with my online class a couple semesters ago. And some students really liked it and used it a lot. I wouldn't say a lot of students used it, but I would say that the one or two that did use it used it often. So, so you can choose when you're in there. If I go to edit here, I can go into settings. And this is where you can do a little bit more with the active view only and hidden, but you can also set a date that you want it to start and a date that you want it to end. And there's this option to moderate videos and comments. So I can turn that on. And now the only people that are going to see what's posted is me, unless I choose to make it public. So by turning this on, I get to see everything, but my students only see what I want other people to see. So if someone posts a question that I think is really good and everybody should want to hear a response to, I could then make that one be viewable for everyone. You can choose what kind of comments can be occurring: video and text comments, video comments only, text comments only, or none. I usually leave it at video and text, but that is your choice. And you can decide how you want to do responses, allow attached links, allow downloads and shares, display video content, and allow likes and dislikes. So I wouldn't have a problem with, in this group, allowing likes and dislikes. With students, you might want to be careful with that depending on their age level. And in the cameras, you can turn on and off that sticky note feature, but I think it's really helpful. I would leave it on. You can turn on and off the lenses and the filters and those other things like text drawing and photos. So you have a lot of control over what can happen here. And that's all underneath. Oops, sorry. Went out of it. Under edit topic and then settings right there. So that little guy right there has a lot of extra stuff, and that's where if you want to have moderation turned on, you're going to need to toggle on that switch. The only ones I've done the moderation on are the ones that are for my office hours. I call them asynchronous office hours, and the rest of my stuff I have because I want it to be a connection tool with my students, with each other as well, that I want them to be able to see what is posted. So this is the only time I usually do something like that. So I did put this up there for this group. So if they want to ask a question, they can, and I would get a notification via email that I had someone that had posted something so I could go in and reply. Another example I was going to show you. So I had my students do this vocabulary one, where they basically had to use the Frere model and create, using a geometry vocabulary word, create a quick video about this. So I did a demo video of what I wanted to look like over here, and I chose the word polygon. I told them that was a word they could no longer choose, but I made a video showing them and modeling what I wanted them to create. And then each of them created their own. Some of them create them directly in Flipgrid. Some of them, we use something called Explain Everything in my class to create MathCast. So some of them created it first and Explain Everything and then uploaded their clip through the camera feature in here. And then if I go to the other view, I don't think this is going to work because I made it unlisted. Yeah, I forgot. I made this guy. So it wasn't viewable anymore or not open. Let's just.
Today we're going to be discussing the right.
Hey guys, my name is Madison Bior and we're going to be
So you can click these little arrows right here and they'll go to the next one each time for you, just to kind of show you how you can quickly go through them.
My name is Claire Tucker.
And I'm just going to kind of scroll down here. And then underneath is here, again, you still have the options to add a public comment, or I can change it to be private if I want to. And I can record a video response as well. So as you can see down here, I made a response to it. And then Josh, one of my students, made a response to it. And you obviously have the option to go through and delete that response if you want to as well. There's also a built-in immersive reader. So they can have it read to them, the comment back if they want to, by just clicking that little button there.
So what do you do at the end of the semester? Do you just go through and delete them all, or what do you do?
So I just go through, I have active groups and hidden groups. I just make it hidden.
You make it hidden, okay.
But you could, I can delete the entire, like if I decide I don't need Math 149 summer anymore, I can actually delete that entire group and then all the topics in it, everything is all gone and I don't have to worry about it at all if I want to. But sometimes you want to duplicate the group, like if you're gonna.
That's what I was saying. What if I wanted to use that same one, but I wanted all those students'
So
comments?
all you would do is hit duplicate group. So let's, for example, let's say, go down to my Math 149. I haven't made one of those yet. So right here,
I'm going to
duplicate group. And see how it says duplicate up here?
Yep. And I just edit it.
Edit my group name to be now Spring 22,
Okay.
Math 149. I can change the theme and anything I want there.
Okay. So, but
And
you
this
can ask
might
the
be
same,
slightly
but it would have the same question if there was a big, question there, or this is your assignment in there, it would still be there.
Yeah,
And
so
then the
all
new
of my
group-
topics are there that I assigned. So
Yep.
my asynchronous office hours were there. Now I probably want to change that semester there to be Spring 22.
Okay. But the information is still there. I get you.
Everything
Okay.
is there. Yep. So if you didn't
Oh,
put a
nice.
date on it, you wouldn't even have to do that part, but I did. So
Right.
we're gonna
Okay.
fix that. And then you'll see I have my vocab assignment that I gave them. I have the Meet the Classmates one. And I have a different tool I use with my students called EduFlow, where they do these peer reviews, but you totally could do all of that inside of Flipgrid, where you're having them do peer reviews. And I've given an example of a rubric that some people use in the resource guide that I gave you the link to a little while ago. So in there's a video resource, video rubric that you can modify and make your own. It's not one I created, it's one someone else had created. So that's basically the overview of adding a topic. And as far as the student perspective goes, if I click on here and I'm the student, I would have to give them this join code or send them the link. So I could either give them that join code or I could send them this link. I'm just going to copy the link. I'm going to go over here and paste it. And now I'm coming in. Oops. Oh, I didn't make it active. Sorry. Did that again. I have a lot of things open.
I was just gonna say.
Okay. So you can just copy the link. Make sure I have this one active though. Oh, I have to activate the topic. Because the one I copied was inactive, and I think that's why it came in as inactive. So
Okay.
remember, under settings is where you can decide. See, mine was only going to a specific date here. It was a scheduled assignment. I'm going to make it active, and now it's going from January 13th on. And this is where you can choose these other things like moderation, recording time. Maybe I only want them to have 2 minutes. See anything else I want to change? I think that's all good. I'm going to save it. All right. Now go ahead and copy link.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go over here and Control V, paste that link. And it wants me to enter the join code. So the join code was D8. Okay, so I copied it. Let's try it. It's not ready yet. Let's see what else I forgot to do. Let me go back out here. Okay, we have Spring 22, Math 149. I think I was in this one.
It says it's active.
So we are active. Today's date. I don't know what I did there. Okay. Okay, so it's not loving that. I did make one earlier, so let's go to that one. In our Wakelet, I made one. Scroll down here. It says, how might Flipgrid help you? So if I click on this one, there we go. So this is one I created for you guys to answer, and it says Flipgrid as a discussion tool. So this quote from Jake Miller is that educational technology is its most useful when it's not the goal of the lesson, but the tool used to solve a problem, meet a goal, or address a learning standard. So I would like you to think about what maybe either problem you have you're trying to solve, or goal you're trying to meet, or standard you're trying to meet, that you think Flipgrid might help you as a tool to do that. And to do this, so I'm going as a student right now, I'm going to click add response. And I would press this button to start recording. I think Flipgrid is going to be a great tool for me to connect with my students and to help them connect with each other. So as you can see now, I have a retake option or a next option. So my next option, if I go there, I think Flipgrid is going to be a great tool for me to connect with my students and to help them connect with each other. Or if I want, by clicking the plus sign. And now if I want to, I could do a screen share, any of those other little things I want to do in there, or change my background. But really what I probably just maybe want to say a few more things. I also think Flipgrid could be really helpful for students to show what they have learned, and so I can hear their voice. And I click next again, and I think next again. And now you have these options to edit the cover. You can select a frame, take a selfie, upload a photo, add a name tag. My frames here all look about the same because it's just me, but if you had a PowerPoint or something like that, or you're sharing your screen, one of those slides might be more representative. And lots of times I just upload a picture of a title or something I made in Canva. That looks
What's
much
name tag?
than any of these. Name tag. So
Yeah.
that one, that's just, I'm gonna put my name on there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then you can add a caption or a link or any of that kind of stuff. And it will upload. And I can share this video or create a link for this video if I want, but it really wasn't that great. So now let me go back to my groups. I'm gonna refresh. And now if I go underneath my group, which was called PD, Flexible Tools for Educators, this was under this guy right here. You'll see now it says the latest response and it has a date there. And if I click on that topic, whoever has responded to it will show up here. And I can click there. And I think Flipgrid is going the response. I can talk about it down here. And any of them that you feel you want to hide, you can do that as well. So if someone does post something, and even if you didn't have moderation on, you can always make it so other people can't see it if you want. Any questions?
Well, one thing I'm thinking of is I have a discussion forum on every week of my class. So I guess I was thinking, do you think that students are intuitive enough to know exactly what to do? Because I'm thinking they could do it through video instead of just responding. And I'm trying to think if I want to change it. I just did all my videos.
I did find for everyone a video that is Flipgrid for students. It was made rather recently, and he explains how to use explains it to students how to use Flipgrid. So
Okay.
I have that there for you in the resources that you could share with them. You know, I do think students like choice. So there will be some that would prefer Flipgrid and some that would prefer others, but I just would make sure you tell them, you know, you don't always have to show your face. You could respond with media, like a podcast way. You don't have to do a video every time.
Okay.
I will tell you, I think it takes longer to grade the Flipgrid responses, but sometimes they're a lot more engaging. So you kind of have to, I don't know how many students you have, so that might play into your decision there.
Well, so the way I do it is I have the students have to respond, and then they have to respond to 2 other students. So
I don't know if you're up to this, but you might want to say, okay, we're going to try the discussion tool week 1 with Flipgrid. We're going to just try it week 2 with Blackboard. I want you guys to let me know how you feel. Which one would you prefer? Or what are you guys using? The Moodle?
we use Moodle, but it's not really any different. It is different than Blackboard, but not really. But yeah, I was just thinking of, I don't know. I can see high school kids I think would like the discussion tool and be able
Yeah, I
to
think
create a
the
video.
younger groups like it a little more.
Mhm.
I think the older generation is less likely to want their face on. Like they're more likely just to want to do the podcast kind of thing. So I think as long as you give them that as an option where they don't have to show their face.
Yeah, I guess you can try it 1 week if they don't like it. Try
Yeah,
it maybe the
I guess
first
I
week do
wouldn't
video,
go-
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through and change your whole entire thing yet. If you only, do you just open it module by module?
I actually give them the whole thing usually, just because it's, I do a 10-week class. Mine's 10 weeks and it goes fast. So I can give them a little more time. I probably don't have to, but I give them extra time. So I'm going to open it like I think I'm going to open it next Monday and give them a couple weeks to kind of look at it and see if they have any questions or whatever. But now I'm thinking I could actually change because I always give them a survey at the end of the semester. And at the end of the semester, some people don't like discussion boards, but so I'm just thinking this could be an option to make it a little less boring. I think they just think
Well, I
it's,
do think it helps them connect with each other because those that do share
Yeah.
their face, it has that, especially if it's a fully online class. Is yours completely online?
mine's a hybrid. They meet 3 times in person. So they don't really get to know each other very well. So that's the bad thing about the hybrid. They don't really get to see each other every week. And I don't know, it's a good way to, I think it would be a good way to get them to see each other's once in a while and see who I mean, they might end up working in the same building down the road. I don't know. I think it would be, I think it might be fun just to try it and see what they think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a try. I mean, I do think that it improves the connections from students to students and the student to teacher.
Yeah.
I know for my students who were willing to use it, I do feel like it, it let me get to know them a lot better,
Mhm.
especially in that online class.
Right.
Where otherwise I might not have ever seen their face or had an opportunity to talk with them. But that was a fully online class that I did the asynchronous office hours that way that students did take advantage of it. Now my students that are face-to-face, they preferred having just making an appointment with me and having a virtual office hour, which was fine. It's just a lot of my online students were in different time zones. So for them,
Right.
it was easier to use the asynchronous one. But I do think, and I think having the students be able to explain things or give reports. I know our Spanish teacher was talking about he was going to be using it so his students could practice their language skills and communication skills in the foreign language. And I think
Oh, yeah.
it would be a great opportunity also if you were teaching a public speaking class for them to have that opportunity to explain and be able to record themselves. They can view it themselves. Other people can view it. I did want to show you where that rubric was, if I can quickly locate that. It might be under this. So I did a little section there that said ideas that inspire, some ideas about Flipgrid and how to use it. And I made a little one, and right there it is. It says video response rubric. So this is one I found out there that people are using, or some people are using. And it's kind of set up like I don't know if you've ever used the 1-point rubrics before, where they have the criteria in the middle and they have concerns and evidence that they're exceeding the standard over here. So kind of what the standard is here, and then the concerns left and advanced to the right. They also added a score here as well. So you can obviously edit this. This is just a Google Doc. You can just go here to File and go ahead and download it as a Microsoft Word doc if you would prefer, and then you can edit it however you want. So this was shared out. I don't know if I got it on Twitter or where I got it, but someplace of the different ways that you could use a rubric to kind of score these. A lot of people do something like this for peer review rubrics. So they'll post their, students will post their presentations or whatever it is on Flipgrid, and then their peers review them. There's no score in here. It's just a concern, meets, or advanced kind of deal.
Okay. All right. So for most of the time when you're creating those topics, are you embedding them into your Blackboard, or you're making them join, or you're sending them a link separate from your Blackboard? Or do you just put the link in Blackboard? Which way do you do it?
So I usually just put the link in their homework assignment.
Their homework, okay.
For the one though, that's they're introducing themselves, I embed that one right into my introduction section of Blackboard.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do too. And so is there a way, this is kind of a crazy question, but if you've created a whole bunch of videos and you, rather than have, you have, say I'm creating them all for, say, Potsdam for my class there, is there a way to drop those into the Potsdam group? Or, because now all my videos are going to be like mixed up between videos that I'm doing for my job and then Potsdam. Like I wanted to organize them so that all my videos for my, say if I was teaching 4 classes, my videos for math 144 or whatever would be in this group or whatever. So I've created the videos, but now like to organize those videos.
So you're talking about like the standalone videos?
Yeah.
So I don't think yet they have an organizational feature, but they do have a search. So what I would suggest is when you name them, put Potsdam in the front of them, and then you could just search and find all your Potsdam ones really quick, or put JCC in the front of them. So
you can't really drop them into like the group. The group is a totally separate. Yeah.
I can, so like I can, this video right here is that one I just created a minute ago. I wasn't in this area when I created it. I created it inside of a group. So every video you create will be here, whether you do it when you're in the group and discussion area, or if you do it out here.
It just goes to your videos. Okay.
But you can post it to whatever you want. So there's an option. So this is one that I created standalone in here. I can say post to, excuse me, and you can choose which topic you want to post it to.
Okay.
Gotcha. It's just once you have a lot of topics, there's a lot to search through. So I tend to do it if I'm going to go put it in there, I usually just copy the link and go pull it in. But any video you create now will end up showing up in here. Same for your students. It will show up under their little profile where they can find all the videos they created.
So you just have to be careful how you name them.
Yes. So that's what I would say is for right now, because I think this is fairly new, this area, they don't have a sort or organizational structure yet. So I would say probably what you're going to end up wanting to do is make sure when you name them to either put the word Potsdam or JCC in the front, so you have a little code for yourself to sort them.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make them and embed them right away. So I embed them right into the Moodle right away. I just thought maybe there was a way to take those whole chunk of 10 videos for Potsdam and put them here. And then I make one every single Monday morning for C-Step. So it's,
So I think you could, Deanna, create a group called whatever your class's name is. And then you could make your own topic and reply to your own topic each time. So in other words, add a group called Potsdam. And then make a topic called weekly videos. And you don't have to make this so that it's viewable to anybody. You can make it hidden.
all right.
Or view only, whatever you want to do. I guess you can make it view only, that's probably fine. And then it'll just kind of be a log of all those, but you want to change the time frame to be all the way up to 10 minutes. And this isn't one where you want your students to respond to. It's basically where you're going to be creating them. And then they'd all be in here. But you could also just kind of, after, if you create them in the other spot, you could also just post them in here. So you do have that one category, that group.
Oh, so I can do that. So then I can just post those into the topic.
Yep.
All right, maybe that's what I'll do, because I'm nervous because now I have 10 videos or 11 videos from my class I teach, but then I'm going to have 15 videos because I do one every Monday morning for my students. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like just trying to, there's just gonna be a lot of videos. So I'm just nervous
that you're creating a topic for yourself is what you're doing. And there is a way now that you can create a topic without creating a group too, I believe. So I can just go here under topics and I can just create a topic. So you could just create a topic called Potsdam weekly videos, and then you could just organize them all inside of there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be in a group.
Right, and then I need to do that for C-Step. I would need to create a new group.
And if you do that, when you go to settings,
So if I create a C-step group and I create my video in there, it's going to be in there anyway, right?
Yep.
Maybe I should, because I'm going to start doing my videos for that next week. So I'm like, maybe I should just do them in the topic
Yeah,
for
sure.
C-step for spring 2022 or whatever. Maybe I'll do that. That probably makes more sense. So. All right, that sounds good.
There is a place where you can add a rubric. I think I forgot to show that. Oops, not that one. Let me go back. I think it is. Under edit topic. Now you could add the attachment if you have a PDF of the rubric, but I believe, and I haven't done this before, so bear with me for a minute here. I guess I don't know where it is. I thought it was right here under responses, but
You might have to do it outside and bring it in or whatever.
yeah. Well, if I find it, I will, I'll just go find a little video on where it is and I'll post that in the Wakelet so you guys have it. And it could be because I don't have anything here yet, but I thought you were able to. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. So the only other thing I wanted to show you was the Discovery Library. So if you go under your little profile person here and you choose Discovery, there's this awesome Discovery Library where you can search for topics, and then they have like certain like places that like wonder of the day that have made these wonderful ones out there, and there's so many, like you can find just about anything. So I scrolled down a little ways here and I could actually search under different subjects. I could search under educator professional development. You can search under community type. Like, so if you want preschool, you can search under preschool and you can find ones that have to do with that. You can search middle school and find ones that have that. I'm still under educator, so I have a lot of filtering going on right now. But let me go down and let's say I'm interested in math or not preschool. We'll do middle school, okay? And here are some different math ones that come up. Debit versus credit cards, integer operations, slope intercept form.
Heather, I'm not seeing your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for
I mean,
telling
I'm playing with mine, so I just wanted to see because I
Okay.
saw the search. I saw the search bar on top. I wasn't
I'll go
sure.
through that again. So I went here to my profile,
Yep.
into
And then
discovery.
Discovery.
Yep. And so you can search topics right there.
Okay.
You can scroll down and there's a filtering tool down here further where you can filter by subject, by
Oh, I get you.
what grade level you're interested in. You can leave it on all and not have it. Oops, too many check there. Okay. So right now I want to go to math. Be careful because it keeps the last one you have check. So you might want to X out first and then choose. Go to math. Oh, there we go. So I've got math and I'm doing everyone. So you can see them there and you can see lots of different possible things there. There's one called Polygons in Your Life. There's virtual math manipulatives. I'm just going to click that one.
Hello. A cool idea is
So this one has a video someone created. They have a topic here, a description of it. They have some tips over here on how you might want to use this. And you can add this topic to any of your groups that you want, and then you can edit it and make it your own. So I found one earlier. Let's see if I can find it again. I think it was under this Wonder of the Day. That one has a lot of cool ones there. And chocolate be good for you. So if we click on that, And it says you read an article and watch a video, and then you say, do you eat a healthy diet? And can you think of some ways to make your diet healthier? So this would obviously be for more of a health class. And right there is the video that you can do. And then they create this, they have this PDF attached that you can go through and see. And it's definitely child oriented, and it's got all of this cool stuff for them to try out. It talks about antioxidants. And this is the Wonderopolis. And this is just one of the themes that they have that are in there. And these are all pre-created. Again, you just click add topic and you can edit whatever you want. So those are kind of neat and fun. I found a cool one on Fibonacci series earlier.
Well, how do they get there? Do people have to give permission for them? They wouldn't want.
Yeah, this, I mean, some of them are, you can apply to have yours added to the Discovery Library.
Okay.
And so they are reviewed. And then others are ones that, so like this, there's certain different companies that have like put together ones as well.
Oh, cool. Kind of like Wakelet.
Mhm.
People do the work and then you just take it and make it your own.
Yeah, so here are some of the partners they have.
Okay.
And then they have some, you know, main authors that they use as well. But the
Awesome.
filtering tool down here is nice if you're looking, because, you know, 42,814 different discovery topics.
Yeah.
to sift through, so.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So like I just started typing in the word Fibonacci, and then you'll see that a couple about Fibonacci showed up. And here is one, again, it has a video built in, and it's another one of those Wonder of the Day ones. It has the website piece, or the PDF they call it, built in. And it's all,
That would be great for teachers who have to teach on remote.
yeah,
It's
so they're
just
kind of pre-built in
Yeah.
little.
lessons. Yeah, that's awesome.
So those are nice and handy if you want to just to get started with it, and where you can, you know, you add the topic and then you can tweak it to be your own. Sometimes that's easier.
Right.
Any other questions? I do have the evaluation tool. Go back.
I've attended like millions of Wakelet trainings, and every time I come, or Flipgrid trainings, and every time I come, I learn like 50 more things that are there that I didn't know before. So.
Well,
Yeah.
the ed tech tools, the one thing about them is they do update often. So
Right.
you know, if you're not like on Twitter or something where you see those updates coming through all the time, it's easy to be all of a sudden go back in. Like these ones that happened in December, you know, during the end of the semester, I'm not using Flipgrid. And I went in to do that presentation in December on Flipgrid, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, really.
So, but I think I just put in the chat the session evaluation. But I also had, I don't know if you wanted to do it, I had that response Flipgrid for you to kind of practice being a student. That was the join code right there, and I can grab the link as well. I think I have it in the Wakelet actually. If you want to scroll down or scroll right above where it says attendance, it says how might you use Flipgrid.
Let me see if I
You can
get
do
it.
that one when you're off Zoom though, because I know some.
You can, okay.
Yeah, Zoom and Flipgrid camera, you can't be using both your camera for both at the same time. So you would have to undo your camera from the Zoom to be able to use it for Flipgrid. So right there is the one for how might you use Flipgrid. That's for you to do a post. And then down here,
Okay.
session evaluation right there. And I also posted the spot for you to ask questions right here.
Okay.
There's additional resources and tutorials below that, along with some Wakelet of ideas that might inspire you in using Flipgrid. There was a really cute idea. I just want to highlight this one. I got it off Twitter. It was so good. So this early child, or I think it was I can't remember if it was the 5th grade teacher or the kindergarten teacher that did this, but they used to do buddies where they would pair up and they would give, like a 5th grader would read to a kindergartner.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So they couldn't do this because of COVID. So they had the fifth graders read the books on Flipgrid, get the QR code, and they made these little things to share it with. Where is it? Right here. I think this is the one. So, oops. Scroll down a little bit. So she made these, she took a picture of the title or the cover of the book, and then she put the QR code next to it that is the student reading it. And then they shared these with the kindergartners. So the kindergartners still got to have the fifth graders read to them.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought that was a really creative, cool use of Flipgrid.
That's awesome. Very cool. Oh my God, people are so creative. Thinking outside the box.
Yeah, so I thought that was a super cool one I found on Twitter that was pretty neat.
That is cool.
I shared that with Joanne too.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome idea.
That was my last big share. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I remembered to do that one.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm all set.
Okay.
Thanks a million.
Attending.
Yeah.